This training is going to be focused on goal setting and why it's important to your success in real estate. Topic is the importance of setting goals. What is a goal? What's a goal? I'll read the definition. What's a goal? You got your handouts in front of you, but tell me what a goal is. Anybody?
Offer $20.
Pardon me? A what?
Offer $20.
Offer $20. Okay. Okay. What's a goal? We'll get to the definition in just a minute. Do they matter?
Yes. Yes.
Who said yes?
I say yes
Okay.
because I set
Okay.
goals every time.
You are now the person I will pick on for the rest of the meeting. Do you believe goals matter? Raise your hand if you believe goals matter.
Yes.
Ugh, you're all in trouble. Next question. Do you have written down goals? Raise your hand if you do.
Yes, in my work. Not here.
They're not fancy, but I wrote them down.
Okay. Here's the thing, guys. If you don't have them written down, you don't believe in them.
Yeah.
If you don't believe in them, you're not going to attain them. Okay? Definition of a goal. Somebody read that for me. Erica. When you're done with your sinus attack.
The end to
The end toward this one?
Yeah, number
The
one.
end toward which effort is directed to the terminal point of a race.
The terminal point of a race. The destination. The end towards which effort is directed. Okay. Bao, read that quote.
If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up somewhere else.
If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up somewhere else. That's a quote by Lawrence J. Peter, and it's a book written by David Campbell, who's a PhD. There's a whole book written on this. If you don't know where you're going, you'll probably end up somewhere else. If you guys want to leave right now and head to Los Angeles, you can get on I-10 and go west and probably figure it out. But every one of us is not just going to Los Angeles. We're going to a specific destination. We're going to put the GPS in and set the coordinates. So we're going to start with the end in mind. Remember that. Very important. Write that down. Begin with the end in mind. It's also one of the 7 habits of highly effective people. I believe think win-win is first. Begin with the end in mind is second of the 7 habits. If you don't have that book, you need to get it. If you're serious about your career, read that book. Okay. Zig Ziglar says, the late Zig Ziglar, rest in peace, rest in heaven, Zig. You cannot make it as a wandering generality. You must be a meaningful specific. Now we know Los Angeles is west from Houston, and I-10 will get us there. It's one of the 2 or 3 ocean-to-ocean freeways we have, or highways we have in the U.S. But let's say you wanted to go to Chicago, and you've never been to Chicago. How would you go? How would you get there? If you just get in your car and start heading northeast, you're a wandering generality. Me, I'd go to the airport. I'd get on a plane that knows exactly where to go. And that's another point. The shortest, most direct route. Okay? You cannot make it as a wandering generality. You must be a meaningful specific. Okay. Nick, read synonyms for goal.
Aim, design, dream, end, plan, mark, purpose, target, or intent.
Okay, everybody get out their pen and circle the 1 or 2 that mean the most to you out of those. What do you think the most important there is?
Plan. Purpose.
Whatever it means to you, write it down. Circle it. Just circle 1 or 2. I circled 3. 3 really stood out to me. Okay, remember what Zig Ziglar says. Can't make it as a wandering generality. Okay, now that we know what a goal is, do we believe in the importance of them? The first broker I ever had in real estate taught me that if I believed in a goal, I wrote it down. For example, if I want a Ferrari 458, go get a picture of it. Take a picture of it. Put it somewhere where I can see it every day. Put the date that I want to accomplish it below that. Melanie wants a farm. Great. Take a picture of it. Put a date next to it. When do we want to accomplish that? Work it backwards. If something means something to you, you'll take a picture of it, mentally or physically, you'll write it down, and you'll put a plan in place. Any one of you people right now want to retire with X number of dollars in the bank, you will probably go to a financial planner. they will ask you one question. What is your goal? How much do you want to have in retirement? Now that number varies based on how old you want to retire. If you want to retire at 80, there's a fair example that you don't need as much money as somebody that wants to retire at 40. But there is going to be a goal and there's going to be a plan to get there. It's going to require a day-to-day, month-by-month, week-to-week effort to get there. Okay? No different in what we're doing. Okay? Now that we know what a goal is, do we believe in the importance of them? Again, I want to ask, if your goals aren't written down, you don't believe in the attainment of those goals. Or you haven't sold out on the idea that that goal is important. You got to have balance in your life. Professional, physical, familial, spiritual, educational. That balance will help you attain goals across the board. It's very hard to attain goals mentally if you are struggling with something physically. You have to take care of that. Now, let's talk about the gym real quick. How many of y'all exercise or go to a gym? Raise your hand. You can always tell the difference between the people in the gym who are attaining results and the ones that are just there. What's the difference? I watch guys, the best built guys. I don't watch women work out. I don't know what they do. It's mainly cardio. The guys have written down stuff. No, I mean, I don't see women do this because I'm in the weight section. Guys have, what? Maybe you should have it there. I watch guys that have notebooks with written down goals. What they're going to do. 4 sets of this, 5 sets of this, 6 sets of this to attain a certain goal. Okay? Then there's people that go to the gym. They're just walking around. They're just at the gym. Are they sold out on their goals? Not as much. How about the person, man or woman, who has the trainer with them? They really bought in, didn't they? They really bought in. Now they're getting the nutrition, they're getting the program, they're having accountability, there's a schedule, there's a time slot. That's a great example of somebody who's sold out to a goal. It's the same way with losing weight. I've never been to Weight Watchers, but I've heard about people who have. There's goals, there's accountability, there's partners, there's a complete program to get to a goal, but you begin with the end in mind. Man or woman wants X result at the gym. You write it down. You want to lose X number of pounds, you write it down, you work it backwards. This is critical to attaining goals. Okay? Okay. Do we believe in the importance of goals? Yes. You cannot make it as a wandering generality, right, Zig? GPS is an example. You know where you are, but you don't know necessarily how to get to your destination without guidance. So we need to set the coordinates. How do we do that professionally? So this is all great, right? Now what? How do we set a goal? Here's your step-by-step process in setting goals. Okay? Step 1. Think, what's my goal? Define it. Set the coordinate. Think about your synonyms. Let's talk about the ones that you guys picked. You see the ones that I picked. Okay? Somebody tell me what they picked and why. Anybody?
I picked plan.
Plan is good.
Yeah, I feel like
Why'd you pick plan?
Well, I feel like in order to reach a destination, you have to have a route to get to that destination.
Good. Anybody else?
Design,
Okay, tell me about that, Nick.
similar to plan. You kind of have to think through, like a goal is not always linear too. You have to kind of like think through the ways to achieve it.
Very good. Anybody else?
Intent.
Pascal? Purpose?
You know, yeah, why you're doing it.
Okay.
what the reasons are.
You gotta be sold out to it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Step 1. Think. What's my goal? Define it. Set the coordinate. Think synonyms. Work it backwards. Work it backwards. Work it backwards. We're going to talk about some examples in a minute. Number 2, write it down. Number 3, get a goal partner. Find someone who will hold you accountable. Find somebody that you trust, that cares about you, who's bought in and sold out to you attaining your goal. This is critical. People work out together. People run together. People study together. Our daughter Hannah's at Baylor. They got a study group. Why? bouncing ideas off each other. There's accountability. Meet you in the business center. Meet you at the Starbucks. Let's study. Common goal, right? They're trying to get there together. This is really, really important. Tell them your goal, review it daily, track your progress. Really important, okay? Now take action. Take the first step. The longest journey begins with one single step. How do you eat an elephant? You've heard that joke, one bite at a time, right? What a Herculean task, eating an elephant. Start with one bite. Start with one step, okay? Now, here's the technique. This is the key to setting and to achieving goals. Setting goals is this process. Think about your goal. Is it important to you? Your goal should get you excited. You should write down goals that get you excited. By the way, reward yourself when you attain a goal. Reward yourself. Close that first deal. Take 5 or 10% of it and blow it. Blow it. Do whatever you do that you like to do. Whatever's fun for you. Reward yourself. Now, the goal could be the reward in and of itself. But there's feel-good rewards and there's rewards that are financial. Okay? If you reach a financial reward and you struggle to get there, buy yourself a new outfit, do whatever reasonable. Don't blow the whole goal on your reward, but reward yourself. It's really important that we do that, or the goals will become painful and you won't do it. So you got to reward yourself a little bit. Okay? Think, plan, act. Think about your goals. Make sure they're goals you get excited about. Plan it out. Act on it. This has to be a daily exercise. By the way, if you're somebody that exercises and you want to get from where you are to here, is that going to happen in one day at the gym? Is that going to happen in 1 week, 1 month, 1 year? I don't know. But is it a regular routine discipline? Is it a plan? Is it intentional? Are you aiming for a goal? These synonyms are important, okay? The key to attaining goals is found in these 2 words. Reduce to the ridiculous. Make it so simple that from moment to moment, you know you're taking these little baby steps to attaining your goal, okay? Let's talk about something Tom Hopkins says. Because you have to remember something. Any goal is going to be difficult to attain, or you would already have it. Any goal has to be worth working for. And it's going to require effort. There's going to be some no's along the way. There's going to be some setbacks. There's going to be some pain. In the gym, we use an expression, no pain, no gain. I'll tell you, there's a lot of definitions of pain. The older I get, the more I realize. No pain, no gain. Sometimes I'm so sore the day after a workout, I don't even want to go back to the gym. Sometimes it's just painful to mentally commit to going. There's a lot of things going on in everybody's life. You've got to be focused on that goal, and no matter what, you've got to reduce it to the ridiculous and do it every single day. Okay? Reduce to the ridiculous. That's the technique. Let's come up with some examples of goals, and let's put some plans in place. Reduce it to the ridiculous so that we can attain these goals. Everybody look at the 6 that we've written down. Somebody raise their hand and tell me that they would like to attain one of those goals. And then tell me what number it is. Anybody.
1. Number 1. 160.
3.
6.
Okay. 1 is a listing. 3 is a builder contact. 6 is a shared marketing partner. Okay, let's reduce it to the ridiculous. 1 listing. Anna, tell me, how do you get listings? What are some of the categories of obtaining a listing?
Going to open house and try to get the
Open house is probably
lease or what?
a good idea, but probably not the best idea for obtaining a listing. You're probably going to get a buyer at a listing. Okay, but that's on there too. That's number 2. Okay. What other ways can we get buyers, guys?
You mean listings?
I'm sorry, listings. For sale by owners?
Yes.
Expires?
Expired?
Expires, yes.
Canvassing.
Pre-foreclosure.
Yeah, but be more specific. Canvassing, working a farm. Okay.
Farm. Yeah.
How about this one? Referrals.
Yeah.
Okay. In any case, it requires one simple action that most of us are afraid to do. Ask. Just ask.
Yeah.
Just ask.
Advertise, yes.
Ask who? Well, maybe.
No, advertise yourself. I haven't advertised. I've been mute.
Okay. So, mute is not good. Okay.
Opposite.
I recognize.
Watch, guys, watch. If you go to an open house and you want to get a listing at an open house, what should you bring with you?
Your car.
How about
Yeah,
a
my
bio?
car, my
Number one, business card.
business, yeah.
Number two, a bio on who you are.
Ah,
Number
the
three,
bio, okay.
number three, something written down showing what your marketing program is. Remember, most people coming through your open house have a home to sell. Are you prepared to get a listing from somebody coming through your open house? Business cards, a bio on who you are and why they should work with you. Make it personal. Remember, Dale Carnegie says you can get them to smile, you can get them to like you. If you get them to like you, you get them to trust you. If they trust you, they'll work with you. Your bio makes you personal. Okay? A bio and a marketing program. Hand it to everybody who comes through. Anybody who comes through. Do you have the home to sell? They think they're being slick. Yep. Takes them off the hook. Can't buy. Got to sell them home. Great. Here's a marketing package. Let me just tell you what we do. Now you've put yourself in a position to potentially call them back. And now they know what you do. You've got something to call them back and talk about. Okay?
Yeah.
Now, if you're not doing that, start doing it. By the way, every one of you should have 5 for sale by owners in an area that you are an expert in at all times, that you are sending a letter to and doing what the Texas Real Estate Commission says is legal protocol for reaching out to a for sale by owner. I told you guys, every Friday night in my neighborhood, ask my sister, ask my brother, I'd have 5 for sale by owners that I'd send pizzas to. Cheese pepperoni pizzas. Staple my business card to them, put them on their front porch at 6 o'clock at night. Finally, a guy calls me up. He's like, "Are you kidding me? I don't even like pizza." But I'm giving you the listing because I've never seen anybody that's this crazy. He says, "If you're willing to work that hard for me and invest money before I give you the listing, I can't wait to see what you're going to do with the listing." Got his listing. And let me tell you something. First time you get a listing in a for sale by owner, you're a believer. Think. What can you do that's creative? Think. What can you do different? Everybody wants their listing. Why? They want to get paid. All you have to do is prove to the average person that you're willing to work for them before they hire you. It's automatic that you're going to work for them after. I grew up in an area where snow would fall while we went to school. And by the time we got home from school, there could be 2 feet of snow on the ground. And the elderly people in the neighborhood had a hard time shoveling their snow. And it was a race for a bunch of kids in the neighborhood to go and shovel snow and pick up $1, $1.50, whatever it was back then. And my next door neighbor were some elderly people that normally would let me do it. But other kids would run up there and knock on the door. So we got smart. My brother and I, on the days that we knew it was going to snow, we'd bring our snow boots so we didn't have to go home after school and change. All we had to do was go grab our shovel and go. We were 1 or 2 minutes ahead of the average kid. But then I got really smart and I did something completely different, and it ties right into this. I'd go get my shovel. I wouldn't even knock on the door. I'd just go shovel their snow. I was playing ball at the time. I was in good shape, no problem. I'd go knock out 5 or 6 of them and then go knock on the door and say, "Hey, I just shoveled your snow. You didn't tell me to do it. You didn't hire me, but I did it for you. If you want to give me something, you can give me something." Without fail, I got paid. Now why? Because I was willing to do something without asking. Then they could see the job. They could see how good I did. They knew the job was done. They understood my character. And it was almost, you got to give to get. I got paid. Once in a while I didn't, but for the most part, I got paid. So that's one technique. Expires, same thing. Are you making any effort at all? Look at, for sale by owners and expireds, you know they want to sell. You know they want to sell. If there were 2 or 3 expireds in my neighborhood and I was working a farm, I would go knock on their door. Here's my business card. Are you aware that your home is no longer on the market? You want to know something in this market? I'll bet you 50% of them don't. Oh, there's a bunch of people blowing their phones up. Whitepages.com, skip tracing. But who's taking the effort to go to their house? Put a little note on their door. I'm an area expert. I live around the corner from you. I was just wondering, do you know your home's no longer on the market? The sign's probably still in front, and the lockbox, and the realtor checked out because she got a 4-year listing, been on the market 3 years, they haven't talked to their agent in a year, and they probably don't even know their home has dropped off the market. Only we know that because we get the prompts on HAR, and we get the notifications. Here's your language. Are you aware that your home is no longer on the market? Now, if they say no or yes, next question, are you still interested in selling? If the answer is yes to that, when can we talk? If you're not working expires and for sale by owners, you're not interested in getting listings. How about working a farm? How many of you mailed out anything to your farm? We'll use your newsletter, that works. In the last 30 days, raise your hand. One person. Okay. Obviously, getting listings is not your goal. Let me tell you something. Getting listings needs to be your goal right now. This market is turning. Reduce it to the ridiculous. Got it. Watch this. 3 letters. 5 letters a day. Referrals. Take one person in your database a day and just say hello. Somebody that you've sold a property to in the past, leased a property to in the past, met at an open house, just reach out and say hello. I've got a lady right now who's absolutely impossible. There's no way to find this lady a house. Absolutely. What she wants is impossible. And I'll just text her every Saturday. How you doing? How's your daughter Rachel? I'm not even asking about real estate. So yesterday, I did it this Saturday. Her name was Rita. And this Saturday she texted me back. I'm getting my head around the fact that I can't get what I want. So I'm either going to adjust my price or get my thinking down because I really do want to buy. Can you show me this one next Saturday? She never texted me first. I simply texted her and said, how you doing, Rita? Pretty day outside. How's your daughter, Rachel? Mm-hmm. That's all I did. Reach out to somebody you've met. When you meet somebody and you've invested time in your life with them at an open house, by proving you're an expert, by giving them a bio, giving them your business card, you've earned the right to email them or text them back. Especially if you did your job and got their information. Just say hi. This is a simple reduced to the ridiculous. One open house every other weekend for 4 to 6 hours prepared. You'll meet people. You can throw that into the CRM. Find 5 for sale by owners that you make some effort to reach 1 time a week. 3 expired phone calls a day or visits to their door. 5 letters a day to your farm system. 1 text message a day and post on social media. Reduce it to the ridiculous. Why? Because it's a numbers game. It is a numbers game. Okay? Reduce it to the ridiculous. If you're sold out, and I can do this with any goal. How about a builder? Who said builder? Let me tell you something. Morgan, that's a smart answer. Builder. Watch how easy this is. We'll do this one, and you're going to get to reduce it to a ridiculous. This is so flippin' simple. I can't believe you guys don't bring builder accounts to me. Builders and developers. Greater Houston Business Association. Variance requests. Demo companies. Atlas, Olshan, JTB. Survey companies. With me? Now what am I going to tell you? Make a list, make a list, make a list, make a list. 3 letters or emails a day. You'll get a builder account. 6 months, you'll have a builder account. And what does a builder account do for you?
Unlimited listings. Investments.
Oh, I'm sorry, unlimited what?
Listings.
Okay. So if our goal is 1 listing, we get 1 builder account, we get 1 bank, we get 1 developer, we get 1 investor. It's game on. I can tell you probably 3 stories that Melanie can validate that One phone call, one contact produced hundreds of listings and sales. Group LSR, Gordon Ip, Terry Fisher, Dino Agnos. Guys, don't you want to know? Millions of dollars from a couple of contacts. That guy right there. We've closed over 153 deals with him, total, and more coming. One. And I got a great story about Scott, then I'm going to open it up to questions. Scott called me into a meeting, had a ton of business to give us. We took a team of people and sat down in front of him. And here was his opening line. Since you represented X builder, I know you're good at what you do. And if you can deal with him, you'll love dealing with me. Sometimes just being out there, doing a good job, and working hard, and people like that are going to come to you. One builder, one developer can change your life. Can change your life. One bank, one attorney. Make a list and start contacting them. This world of technology nowadays, you guys got it made. You guys should all be carrying 10 to 20 listings. When I started this thing, there were no computers. There were no cell phones. We had a beeper. That was big time. If you had a beeper, you were like big time. A beeper now. Can you imagine if somebody's communicating through a beeper? You'd go, what are you, 60? Are you with
You
me?
also had to hand deliver. You had to print, hand deliver, get a signature, take it over, hand deliver,
Yeah.
pick it up, take it to the title company.
And you had to be glued to your phone. You had to stay by that phone. The pizza thing is real, guys. That's a real deal. And there's other things y'all could do and along those same lines. You got to give to get. If you're willing to invest as much money as you do in everything you do in your life, then that's a small price to pay. Okay. Of these 6, does anybody not get how simple this is? Variances. Why variances? Because you're changing the utility of something. There's people that track these variance signs. Who knows what a variance sign is? The black and white signs that go out in front. There's a number on there. You can get on the website, look at that number, and find out who the owner is and what they're doing with it. They're tearing down some old shack in your backyard and 6 townhomes coming. Reach out to that builder. Offer your services. Drag me with you. We've done this. For 30 years we've been doing this. Our resume is so deep with builders and developers, we don't have to prepare. Just get us in front of them. Same with banks and REOs. How about attorneys? How about divorce attorneys? Guys, it's endless. Make a list, call them. Strategic business partners and shared marketing partners. Who asked about that?
I do.
That's a brilliant idea. You know we're doing that with Mike Ogg. We're doing that with the law firm. You do the same thing here. Make a list of the people that could benefit from your business. Who benefits from our business? Who's in it with us together? Inspectors, attorneys, title companies, mortgage people. Providing it's legal, moral, and ethical, make a list and ask them through an email. Come up with a list of 10. You got to have a target, guys. You got to have a target. This isn't by accident. This is intentional. Think, who's my target? What's the plan? Make a list. What's the action? Reach out to it. If you're committed to this and you believe in it, by the way, it all works. I've done every one of these. Okay, let's review real quick. Listings. How do I get listings, guys? Fast Expert, builders. Do we see that day by day? I had to work for that. That didn't just fall in my lap. Buyers. How do we get buyers? Everybody say Zillow all at once.
Zillow.
And open houses. We do this. It's intentional. Do you think Melanie and I just woke up one day and went, hey, that'd be great to have some buyers?
Yes.
No. You do? Okay, so we thought that. Then what did we do, Mike?
Did it happen?
Okay. How did it happen? Builder contacts. Do we have builder contacts?
Yes.
Okay. How do you think that happened? It's exactly what I'm telling you. I would go when I saw new construction. See how Scott's dressed? You see a guy like that at a new construction site, it's likely the builder. Blue jeans, pair of boots or shoes, golf shirt, t-shirt, just walk up. Say, man, I love what you're doing. Just show me your house. Don't just introduce yourself as a introduce yourself, but don't just start talking about a listing right away. Say, look, I work this area. Would you mind showing me your home? Looks great. What builder's not gonna take pride in that? By the way, as you take the first step into the home, I notice it's an 8.0 door with a 10-foot ceiling. I see you're using white oak floors. Awesome, good job. Now he knows you get it. Are you with me? One more step. We represent a lot of builders. I'd love to have this one too. One more step. Get it? Give it again. Wow, I noticed you're using that clawfoot tub. Great idea. Love the subway tile. Beautiful. Good job on the transom window. Great floor plan. Who's your architect? Get involved. You're learning and you're making your presence known. This is how you get builder accounts.
But the
Attorney?
builders, sorry.
Go ahead.
The builders do not use exclusivity, the realtor. How you get a builder if they have
Because I
already
teach
another-
them that I'm the expert and I can take that expense and that component off their plate. He loves the fact that he can throw a key at me to a house and say, go sell it.
Okay.
And we do the signs, and we do the collateral, and we do the Zillow, and we do the e-blast, and we
Okay.
staff the open house. And if it's a big enough deal, we'll put furniture in it. Builders don't want to deal with that. They're too busy dealing with permits and architects and this problem and this city, and
Oh,
they've got their own problems.
okay.
Marketing
You
is
offer
not what they want to
a-
do.
You offer a package.
Of course.
Okay.
Find a builder, I'll go over it with you.
Okay.
Absolutely. Bank relationship. Target some banks. Ask about their REO department. We talked about this before. Reduce it to the ridiculous, but put the plan in action every single day.